Welcome, Pokemon players, to another episode of Discount Pokemon Decks. It has been about 2 weeks since I've done a mill deck, so today we're doing a mill deck. And I've seen this question asked in a few different places, so in case you're new to this channel or to mill decks in general, a mill deck is a deck that tries to run your opponent out of cards that they would draw from, so that you would fulfill the condition of winning by your opponent would not be able to draw during their turn. So for instance, if you run out of cards and you go to draw a card and there are none there and it's the start of your turn, you lose, your opponent wins. And that's the idea of a mill deck. So as opposed to most standard decks where you're attacking and trying to knock out your opponent, either their last Pokemon or acquire the 6 prizes, a mill deck is trying to wipe out their deck and not necessarily attack them. Let's go over the cost in the giveaway. Today's giveaway, we're going to give away 1 Trubbish, 1 Garbodor, and 1 Float Stone. So I feel like it's a nice little combo there. Of course, we love our synergy here. That's a nice synergy you want in lots of different decks. So if you're looking for those 3, stick around for the secret phrase. As always, only the first person that replies in the YouTube comments with the secret phrase will win. Sometimes we have more than 1 giveaway, so you should stick around just in case. And the cost of today's deck. Oh, also friend me in the game if you do win the giveaway, and send me a trade offer. Make sure you have an item tradable and trade it to me for the 3 cards. And I'm just going to make sure, that all 3 are tradable from my end. Oops. Yeah, all right. See? This is how you make a card tradable. There we go. So, yeah. All right, so today's the cost of this deck shouldn't be too bad. Houndoom is an EX card, but it's a cheaper one. It's 1.5 finger quote value. That means it costs about 1.5 packs to acquire, maybe less, maybe more. Garbodor requires 2 packs, but you will use Garbodor and Trubbish in a lot of other decks. Unfortunately, this Houndoom you probably won't use in too many other decks, and I've tried a lot. I like this card, and I've tried to use it in a lot of standard decks, not mill decks, and it's very hard because this Grand Flame looks good. It looks good. For 2 energy, you do 50 damage, and you attach a fire energy from your discard to one of your bench Pokemon, except we already have Volcanion, or Baby Volcanion, to do that. And so, not really sure why you would use an EX. It's a little bit more hit points, but you knock it out, you get 2 cards. You have to wait 2 turns sometimes and hope you get the 2 energy. It's just not worth it. Mega Houndoom maybe, if you want to try to make a deck around that. I've tried a couple of times. I really haven't found anything stable, so it's a good deck for a mill. It's a good card for a mill deck. And the reason is the high hit points. So unless you're facing a water deck, it's pretty good. It's going to take a while for your opponent to knock this out. And I've seen people combine this with lots of other synergies as well. So definitely a good card to have. So the focal point of our deck are the milling attacks. So the Burrow attack from Bunnelby, which due to the Barrage attribute, we can discard 2 top cards of our opponent's deck. And of course the Melting Horn of Houndoom, discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. Combined with energy removal, so we've got 4 Crushing Hammer, 1 Enhanced Hammer, 4 Team Flare Grunt, lots of energy removal here. And of course, Garbodor's Garbotoxin. So put a tool on Garbodor and no abilities for any Pokemon. So the idea is to stop your opponent in a myriad of ways and to accelerate their draw card pile being down to nothing. So lots of synergies in this deck. A good one is Bunnelby's Rototiller, so that's the other attack. Shuffle a card from your discard pile into your deck. And that is good with, let's say, Enhanced Hammer. Since you only have 1 in your deck, you don't really want too many of these clogging up in your deck. If you have 2 or 3 or 4, there are going to be games where you're going to draw 2 or 3 or 4 in your hand. And your opponent doesn't have any, and you're going to be stuck. So I don't recommend too many, unless you have some way of dealing with it, making sure you're drawing good. So you can have one and use Bunnelby's Rototiller. It'll take an extra turn, but it's worth it. And the Rototiller also works with any other energy removal, so you can put that back in. V-Seeker is just about anything you want. If you need in this deck, you can put it back in your deck, which is a good thing. Obviously, using that with Versus Seeker helps out with all your supporters, getting them out. So if you're going to Rototiller a supporter and you have V-Seeker in your discard pile, Rototiller that back into your deck, and that'll make it easier for you to get these, because it's the same thing essentially, and it gives you a little more options. Maybe you don't need that Lysandre and you'd rather have a Team Flare Grunt. It's easier to do it if you have the V-Seeker. If you've actually Rototiller the supporter, it doesn't help. Another synergy is fighting Fury Belt with our two main attackers. They are both basic Pokemon, so they'll receive extra hit points, which is what we really want from this card. So 40 extra hit points. Again, Houndoom, that makes it 210. Kind of in a mega range, kind of makes it a little more difficult to take down with a one-shot, which is what we want with this deck. We want to slow our opponent's ability to knock out our Pokemon and take our prize cards. And Fighting Fury Belt fits in with that theme. Another synergy is Lysandre. We want the Incapacitated Active Pokemon, IAP. So you can Lysandre one of their Pokemon, that Hoopa, that Pokemon without energy. If they need 1 or 2 energy to retreat, well, now you can use Crushing Hammer or Enhanced Hammer or Team Flare Grunt to get rid of the energy, and it's going to make it even more difficult for them to get a Pokemon that can attack. Trainers Mail, we've got 4 in this deck, and you probably notice I don't like this card that much. A lot of people really like this card. I'm lukewarm on it. It's good in some decks. Obviously if you have a Shaman and you're using 4 Trainers Mail and 4 Ultra Ball, and it'll be a lot easier for you to draw the card you need. But, in a deck like this, it may not be the best because you may have different cards. But we do have a lot of cards we want to get through, and, we have 41 trainers, so why not Trainers Mail, right? It'll, there's a good chance we'll get some kind of energy denial if we need it, some kind of draw if we need it, some kind of level ball or ultra ball, whatever we need, tool. There's a pretty good chance with 41 cards we're going to get something we need with Trainers Mail, so I am including it in this deck. Of course, another synergy is Float Stone, which works on any of our Pokemon, and obviously it's good to have. And you could use it on a Houndoom. I've used it on a Bunnelby. It gets used in this deck. Position are cards that do not work well together, and we have a couple here. The Fighting Fury Belt and Garbodor, while yes, it does enable the Garbotoxin ability, really not a great fit. Does not help its hit points or anything like that. Ultra Ball, excuse me, not a fit in this deck because a lot of these cards we will need, so we will have to discard. And Level Ball is also a little bit of an opposition because more than half our Pokemon can't be called with it. So the Level Ball is mostly for the Trubbishes and the Bunnelbys, but you know what? We have it there. It is what it is. A few notes on this deck. You notice I don't have Delinquent, and I'm using Paint Roller. And that's because I found in this deck, it doesn't really help to have Delinquent. It's better to have Paint Roller because we have so many supporters, and we will be using them. Especially, it's better to have a Team Rocket's Handiwork and discard some cards from their top of their deck as opposed to, from their hand. And Paint Roller gives us a little extra draw, so allows us to still use a supporter, gives us draw. And there's only one in this deck, and why? Well, because we can Bunnelby him back. And we don't really see that in this deck, that Stadium is a big deal. Another note you may see, or you may observe of this deck, is that we have 8 Fire Energy and no Scorched Earth for helping us to draw. There's just no room for it, and there's no need to discard this energy. If you have a Scorched Earth, you may want to have more energy. You may want to start putting in things like energy retrieval and, or Fisherman or something like that. I don't want to deal with any of that. I want to keep the energy low, right? Because I don't need a lot of energy in this deck. So why ramp it up for Scorched Earth and put all these other cards, which will limit what we have here? 8 energy seem to be just enough, and of course, Bunnelby can help us get it back in case our opponent starts getting rid of him. By the way, I played this deck against an almost similar deck. I think it was a Raticate deck, so it was very fun. It might have been Raticate Bunnelby, or no, Raticate Houndoom. So it was an interesting matchup. I believe I won in the end, so that was fun. And that's pretty much it. So I think you get a good idea of what this deck is about, and we will play some games and do the giveaways right after this short break. All right, I had some technical difficulties starting this game up before, so let's see how it works here. And you know what deck this is going to be. My least favorite deck. You know, this reminds me kind of, you may not have been around for the for Last Standard, but it was like Night March, this deck. It's a deck I think that's pretty easy to build and anyone can play. Yes, I'd like to go first. So you see it a lot. I'm hoping it's not. I mean, what's the chance that maybe it's something else? What if it's some kind of Regice deck? Oh, my client's acting a little funny here. Max Elixir. Would you have that in a Gray Ninja deck? Maybe it's not Gray Ninja. Oof, this is not an ideal draw, but we do have a Trainers Mail. We can get through this. We'll put both down. My Pokemon TCG client acting up a bit. It's a quirky little program, this thing, isn't it? Especially, I think, on the PC side. I don't know if people on the Mac side or... Oh, okay. So we're looking at a... This is going to be a gray... excuse me. A Ninja Boy deck. So let's see what we have here. Where this may not be an Articuno for much longer. I've seen a couple of these. It's kind of interesting. I don't need Trainer's Mail, and... Ooh. I need to... Yeah. Okay, so I need to get a Float Stone on this guy is what I really need. And we're facing a water deck, so I'm inclined to go more with the Bunnelbys than anything else. And let's play N. The reason why, you have to play to what your opponent's deck is. So right now we're looking at a water deck here, and our Pokemon is weak to that. So let's play another Bunnelby. Why not? And we'll even put a Fighting Fury Belt on our guy there, and we will be done. So we do have ability to get rid of some energy right off the bat. Unfortunately, we're not going to be milling too early unless we get a Float Stone. So I'm inclined to make him a Garbodor anyway because he'll be harder to kill. And there was another one in my deck. So I will almost certainly evolve this Trubbish next turn. So Articuno's making a comeback. This card was big back when Roaring Skies first came out because of the plus. And the Chilling Sigh is pretty good. You would Chill Sigh, Chilling Sigh. Hopefully your opponent wouldn't be able to attack, and then you'd have enough energy by the third turn to do a Tri-Edge attack. And if you knocked him out, you got an extra card, which is a nice bonus. Does not look like he's using this Articuno. All right. Tails, unfortunate for me. All right, so we'll get rid of one energy. We will play our Garbodor. Garbotoxin's not enabled yet because we don't have a Float Stone on this guy. Yes, and we get our Float Stone, but still no energy. That is a bummer. I'm almost thinking to put this Trubbish as the active Pokemon. Yeah, why not? Let's get rid of this energy too. Nope, or not. All right, we're gonna put our weaker Bunnelby. I'm not playing this Houndoom unless I have to. I mean, the one time to play it might have been in the beginning and get him out there early, but I might wait till I have a safer passage. So I've seen this deck a couple times. I haven't seen any videos or anything online. I'm sure somebody has a video because I've seen this deck like 2 or 3 times today. Where basically you use Ninja Boy to swap out the cards you need. So let's say you need a Glaceon, you would replace him with the Glaceon or Regice. It seems good in a philosophical term. I don't know. I have yet to lose to it, so. Or maybe it's, it's, again, I play a lot of rogue decks, so, oh, that's good. I like that N. I do need an energy, really. My opponent's probably looking for a switch to get his Articuno going. This is not a bad card. It's a good card for sure. And I wish I had played a Lysandre at some point. Oh, good. He did not have a switch or anything like that. Okay. This is good. I'm going to play N here because I need a different hand. This is not really helping. And I could have chucked both of those. Maybe I should have played the Sycamore on second thought. Okay, good. We have a Paint Roller, so we can get rid of his Stadium. Let's see if we can get a Lysandre out of this. Yes! Although, really, I should take the Team Rocket's handiwork, but that's okay. I want to be able to call up different Pokemon and slow down my opponents. So, do I want anything from my deck? I could take a Crushing Hammer back, but not yet. Let's start working on his deck. Oh, look at that. So this is interesting. There you go. Greedy Dice deck with Articuno. I like that combo, and I like that this Manaphy is there. That is really nice. Although, wouldn't have mattered. I've got Garbodor there. That's why he's in this deck, to stop these kind of cards, the Manaphys, and anybody with an ability. All right, so, well, there you go. That's interesting. Why play Town Map? Put Town Map in a deck that you have Greedy Dice. Because if you use Town Map, you can't use Greedy Dice. All right, so I'm getting... there goes the Lysandre. I really want one of those in this pile here, so I can call it. Okay. Nope, I don't have it. See, I'm going to probably get put to sleep soon, which is why I really wanted that Lysandre. And I'm awake. All right. Very good. Let us get rid of our opponent's energy. Again, make it tougher. Do we have anything here? I want to see, you want the supporters here because you can V-Seeker them back. I don't think there's, I mean, maybe another level ball, but no, let's keep working on his deck. So far, he hasn't really put together a threat. He put this Articuno together, but it's sitting there on the bench, which is great for me. You know, if he does make him active, I will probably put the Trubbish if he knocks out this Bunnelby. Alright, he's going to Lysandre this Garbodor? No, not unless he can knock him out. Which he can't do with this Articuno. At least not for sure. It would average 60, 80. So he might be able to do it, but if he doesn't make it, I'm going to retreat. And it'll be a wasted card. So let's see what my opponent's doing here. Alright, so now he's starting to power up the Palkia. So lots of energy on his bench. But he's stuck here with his Articuno. It's almost like he's giving me an IAP, Incapacitated Active Pokemon, without me even trying. Except I'm in a little bit of a pickle here, as I don't have much to draw. So if I really need to get rid of my hand and get some new cards, I have nothing. Alright, I don't really want to play this Ultra Ball. You know what? I will, because I'll get rid of these two cards. I want to see if there's another Bunnelby. There is. We will take him. Alright, my opponent's down to 12 cards, so that's another thing you want to check. This number here, and sometimes that number there. I don't have any V-Seekers in there. I could do the Crushing's Hammers, but he's really down to 12, so... Another kind of rule of thumb when you use a Bunnelby or the Houndoom, divide this number by 3, and that's about how many turns he has left, unless he plays N or something like that to recycle his hand in, but... So it's 9. So he's got 3 turns where he's got to start recycling cards. And he's using an Ultra Ball here, which I love to see. Look at that. So unless he's... Well, he's... So 2 cards away. He's probably looking for his... if he's got another Manaphy, maybe? I mean, what is he going to really put down that's going to help him? Nothing. So he just wasted 2 cards. I have a feeling this was not well thought out. But my opponent, there you go. So, resignation number 1. That was an easy game. some kind of water toolbox with Articuno and Greedy Dice. I kind of keep notes for myself. And we will be back with the second game and some giveaways right after this short break. All right, welcome back to game number 2. You know, a lot of people complain about mill decks. Don't they take a long time to play? That wasn't a long time at all, was it? All right, we'll try heads this time, and we win. Excellent. Very happy with that. Would I like to go first? You betcha. You betcha. All right. We will just start with these two, and since we go first, we're going to put the Trubbish and the Bunnelby down. And since we go first, we don't have to put the Houndoom down. I did not look at what type of deck he has. This is confusing me. I should have looked, but all right. We can play the Houndoom now. Float Stone on our Trubbish, Bunnelby. Let's play Shauna now. So in case we get anything else we can play, we can. There's a chance. Oh, that is great. Except we might get End, but who do we want to put this down on? Let's put it on the Houndoom. And we will be done. So I've played this deck like 2 or 3 times today as well. Rayquaza Mega Ray coming back. Is there a comeback for Mega Ray? Very big deck. Early on in this standard and last standard, it seemed to be everywhere. But I think Parallel City put a crimp in those ideas. But are a lot of decks really using it? I mean, some are. But, you know, I mean, I have it with, you know, I get affected by Parallel City with my Raichu Vespiquen deck. But it actually helps because, obviously, having to discard Pokemon into my discard pile helps the Vespiquen in the end. So, and he will need a Skyfield, so Paint Roller will be making an appearance. Garbodor will be coming down onto Trubbish. That'll be the last time he's using a Hoopa or Shaman. Something tells me he won't need it after this. So he's close to playing Dragon Pulse. My guess is, even if he doesn't play anything, I'm going to play the Sycamore. If he doesn't play a Stadium, excuse me. Alright, so stopping his Hoopa from being incapacitated. Alright, he's playing a Sycamore, so we're going to be stuck with this hand unless he red cards us, which you don't see very often. 32 cards there, so about 11 turns. Alright, he's already evolved. Ooh, theory, if he's got he could knock out this Bunnelby. If he gets a Mega Turbo. He's going to play another Shaman. There you go. He's going to knock out this Bunnelby. Wow. That was very impressive. Very impressive setup of my opponent here. You can see the power of Mega Ray. And he's going to be doing 150 damage per shot. And when I knock out his Stadium, he's going to probably take out a Shaman. And this I don't like to see either. Oof, 180. Alright, so Houndoom a little bit, obviously knocking out his Stadium will bring him under 180, but he could always play another Skyfield. Alright, we draw a card. Definitely a Shaman's going to go. Possibly Hoopa, but who knows. This is going to hurt us a little bit because we won't be able to Lysandre his cards. Oh no! Really? I did not expect that. I'm going to play Trainers Mail. I may not put a card in my hand because I may not want it to go away. Yes, the Crushing Hammer. Anything else? No. Although now I'm wishing I put the Fighting Fury Belt on this Houndoom. Let's hope for heads. Yes. All right, we'll take the double colorless out. Even though it's possible we can get a Crushing Hammer, Enhanced Hammer. All right, Crushing Hammer too. I don't know if I want to play too many Houndooms yet. Let's get the bunnies out. He might be knocking out this Garbodor too, but why? Is Garbodor really stopping him from doing anything at this point? I don't think so. So I'm not really interested in playing the Trubbish. Yes! Alright, that was That makes me want to play this Houndoom. Let me count. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do it. Let's live a little. So, hopefully it takes my opponent a little while to... Oh, jackpot! Whoa! 3 double colorless in his recycle bin, but there goes special charge. You knew that was going to happen, but... I mean, he would have had that in his hand if I didn't do that. So, we're going to see an Ultra Ball here. Okay, another Mega Ray. Good. I'm glad to see Zoroark gone. I would love to get a Lysandre in my hand as soon as possible and target these guys, right? Raichu? There's another Skyfield coming. That was interesting. I don't know why he did that. He still can power this guy up in one turn and knock out my Houndoom. He needs a Skyfield for that. Let's see if he's got 4 cards. All right, he needs a... No, he's not going to do it unless he's got 2 Mega Turbos. All right, my next... I'm not going to play this Houndoom. All right, Puzzle of Time. Is he playing 2? Oh, he might be playing 2 to put the double colorless in his hand. And a Skyfield, is he? Nope, he arranged the top of his deck. All right. I want to get rid of this Houndoom here and get another bunny. And I will do that. All right, that's our last bunny. Sometimes it's good to keep track of them too. You may sometimes put a bunny back in your hand. So, do not have any energy removal. I'm tempted to retreat him. No, let's hold on. I mean, if he's got another Skyfield, he can knock this guy out. You know what? Let's do that. We're going to retreat him. And let's play Team Rocket. Let's do this. Oh, he played Puzzle of Time, so let's play Team Rocket's Handiwork. We get the top 2 cards out, and then we're going to get the next 2 after that. So he probably planned for 2 cards. Yeah, that was the end he was going to give himself. So not only that, but the Mega Turbo. I think that was a good play. I kind of lucked into. If I had thought about it more carefully, that's the way to go, because Team Rocket's Handiwork, he did not expect that. He was expecting to get that 3rd card, which was the end. Well, now he's going to V-Seeker in his hand. Oh, he's got a Sycamore. Wow. He's going to cut himself down to 8 cards. And he's got his energies. He's got his Skyfield. He can't Lysandre my Houndoom yet. I wish I had put this paint roller back in my deck. I totally forgot to do that. I'm going to have to do that at some point. Mega Turbo. Is he going to put more energy on this? Nope, he's getting the next one ready. Interesting. All right, we're gonna take it a little bit. I'm not going to put the next guy down. We'll play Bunnelby. I hope I get some energy removal here. Oh, we have the ability to get energy removal. And do I have a Team Flare Grunt? I don't. So I'm going to play this and grab a Sycamore and hope I get my Enhanced Hammer. It's really what I need here. No Enhanced Hammer. Can we Trainer Mail it? Nope. What do we have here? Let's put the N in our hand. And we are not playing anything that's going to help us, but he's starting to run out of cards, so let's just keep discarding. The only thing I'm thinking of is putting this paint roller back. If I do 2, he'll be down to 6, which I'm going to do. I'm going to go for the win here. Hopefully. Yes, double colorless. I like seeing that. So he's got 2 in the 1 on the board, 2 here. So there's probably either 1 in his hand and or in his deck. He's going to knock out this guy. And then he's going to knock out 2 of these. Oh, saw that coming. So he's coming after Houndoom to one-shot him. There we go. Lysandre, he's going to one-shot. Now he's down to 2 turns. And I really wish I had my Lysandre. We're going to go with the Bunnelby again. And if he's got a V-Seeker, he can Lysandre this guy. So I really need to get rid of some energy. Yes! We'll get rid of 1. 2 energy. Hope that's enough. Hope he doesn't Lysandre this guy. We're going to discard 2 cards here. Puzzle of Time. Skyfield, good. Alright, so I'm a little glad we got that Skyfield. Down to 2 cards. I did not put this Paint Roller back in my deck still, but if he can load up this, power up his Rayquaza or this one, and Lysandre my Houndoom, he can win right here. If he can't, he's going to have to play an N or something to get his deck back down. Or he may not even have the ability. Let's see. Because he's got 3 double colorless here. We don't know what's in his prize cards or if he's got 1 in his hand or his deck. So he could be a little stuck. We could be looking at another victory. You know what? We're going to give away a prize. You guys have stuck around. I'm sorry for waiting this long. Mega Rayquaza EX will be the secret phrase. Be the first one to reply with a YouTube comment on YouTube, obviously. With Mega Ray EX. Only the first one wins. Please friend me and send me a trade offer. And look at that. Just like that, we are 2-0 with our Houndoom Mill deck. So we're giving away 1 Trubbish, 1 Garbodor, 1 Float Stone. The secret phrase is Mega Rayquaza EX. And we'll be back right after this short break. Welcome back to game number 3. We've had 2 good games so far. Ooh, this is going to be a tough one. This should be a really good game. I'm guessing this is a Scizor deck. Mega Scizor. Or Scizor. However you pronounce it. Because what else would metal be? Probably a Garbodor in there, which is fine for us. Usually when I suspect my opponent of having a Garbodor in their deck, I may not even play mine. Depending if I think they're using abilities or not. But what's that water? Alright. I'm feeling okay to play the Houndoom because I know he's not playing a water deck. Or he might be. He might be. I said that wrong. Maybe it's a different kind of deck. Maybe it's not Mega Scizor. But let's see. Yep. Alright. I called it. Interesting decision I'm going to have on the first turn. If I don't get an energy, do I play Team Flare Grunt and get rid of this energy? Or do I play like a Sycamore? Put these guys in my discard, and that way I can V-Seeker any of them back. But then I'd probably be letting him keep this energy. By the way, usually... Oh, that solves that. And there was a good article. I posted it on one of my previous YouTube videos about whether or not you should end on the first turn. And there was a great article written by... Oh, I forgot his name. It's 21. He has the name, the 21 something in there that talks about whether or not you should. Hold on, I gotta think for a second. Play on the first turn, and his conclusion was, or their conclusion was, you should not. It is not worth it. All right, I'm gonna play Team Rocket's Handiwork here. I know I don't have the energy yet. Oy. And I'm not gonna play these. I guess it makes sense to play the Ultra Ball. Let's play it. Let's get another Bunnelby out. Ooh! Are you kidding me? Oh, this is going to be a tough game. Only 1 Bunnelby in my whole deck. Oof. That means 2 are prized. Wow, what are the odds of that? Anyway, he said that you shouldn't really end on the end when your opponent will gain more than 2 cards. It was kind of, from what I remember, the summary of the article. So, I'm going to play Sycamore here. We need to get an energy. Good, and we did get some energy removal. That's great. Perfect. You know, I can actually put the second energy on and start doing damage on this Scizor, so that's something to consider. I'm not going to play this Ultra Ball. There's no point. Let's start discarding the cards in his deck. What do we have here so far? All right, Garbodor. No big deal. I don't think either of us really use abilities. Although I'm curious what his water card is in that deck. Is it an Octillery? But why would you play Octillery with... Oh! There we go. Interesting. Interesting all around. All right, here we go. I did not expect to be attacked that way. I could play these Trubbishes and just make it harder for him to you know, takes more turns, but I'm fine with getting rid of him. Let's get our last Houndoom. So this is how we're going to have to roll, with 3 Houndooms and a Bunnelby, which is okay. I am going to play the end. He has 5 cards. He's only picking up 1, so something to be conscious of. Oof. I've not been getting good hands here. There's no reason. Should I play this Garbodor? I don't see a reason to, because that could be Lysandre fodder. So let's just keep chipping away at his deck. He's going to start doing a little more damage, especially if he turns this to a Mega. He's not. You can see he's playing this pretty smart. He's not putting any Pokemon on his bench, and I have to be real careful here, because I can't get this Bunnelby back. I really wish I had enough energy to... Oh, there we go. There goes our hand again. To put 2 energy on a Houndoom and try to knock out this guy a little bit. Because I'd be able to do it with the Fighting Fury Belt. Still no energy. My discard pile. My prize cards are like 2 Bunnelbys and 4 energy. That's just hurting me here. Still nothing I can use. Team Flare Grunt doesn't seem to help a whole lot. I need to get at least 1 energy on this Pokemon, because then I could threaten to knock out this Mega Scizor. Alright, so we did get an energy. I can knock out his Stadium and draw another card, which is good. And I want it on this guy here. Beautiful. This is everything I need. I'm not going to place the Float Stone yet. You know what? Let's see if we get a hammer. See, this Trainer's Mail, it's working out well in this deck because there's so many different things I can need, and I have so many trainer cards. A Lysandre would be good. I seem to be missing Lysandres every game. You know what? No, there's no point in putting energy on this. Well, I can't, because I've already done that once. It was so interesting. He has a Garbodor and an Octillery in this deck. So talk about cards in opposition. Oh, a Hoopa. I like seeing that. So my opponent maybe... I thought he would not play any cards on his bench. Boy, I really need a Lysandre, don't I? Lots of guys here for me to choose from. Alright, so he knocked out 1 Houndoom. We're going to get the second one ready. We're going to discard some of his energy. And hopefully we can knock one of him out. Maybe get something good from our prize cards. So let's go for it. Let's put a little fear. Oh! That is perfect. Look at that. I forgot about that. I talked about that in the beginning, how Grand Flame wasn't worth it, but I was apparently wrong. Totally worth it. You know what? I'm going to give away 1 more Trubbish, 1 more Garbodor, and 1 Float Stone. Second secret phrase is Grand Flame. So again, be the first one to comment. If you are the first one to comment. Oh, he got rid of 1 of my energy. Oh, bummer. If you are the first one to comment, friend me in the game. I'll tell you you are the winner. Oh, please play that in. Yes! My opponent just giving me lots and lots of cards. And I will Trade to you. Big decision here if he gets an energy on this Pokemon. Do I play Team Flare Grunt or do I play Sycamore and try, or maybe a V-Seeker for Shauna? I don't know. No Lysandre here. Oh, good. All right. Still no energy. So we are going to get rid of his energy. Perfect. I'm going to play a Trainer's Mail. I don't really need any of these, so I'm not going to take them. I'll hold off on playing the other one. You know what? I'm not going to hold off. Let's see what we get. I would like the N. No, I would like the Crushing Hammer. Really, I would like some... this is great. I have an Incapacitated Active Pokemon. And I'm one energy away of just knocking him out, too. So that's just great. So let's see what my opponent has here. Team Flare Grunt, Sycamores, Crushing Hammer. So he's doing a little energy removal with his Mega Scizor, which is kind of standard. You have a... It's a quick setup. There's not a lot to do there. Oh, he's getting rid of my energy. How much energy do I have here? Definitely have energy problems in this deck. So 4. I know there's 8 total in the deck. And if he puts an energy on this guy, I'm just going to try to get rid of it with the Crushing Hammer first. And the next time I will do a V-Seeker to Team Flare Grunt. Please, energy. No! So, that's fine. We'll just pass the turn back. Let him play an energy. Hopefully get rid of it with Crushing Hammer. If not, Team Flare Grunt it away. Now that he's got more than 4 cards, I could play N. But I'd love it if he played an energy first, and I use this V-Seeker to get rid of it. Oh, that's a good play. Because now I'm 2 shots away. Come on, energy. No energy. That's fine. You can draw cards. I want you to draw cards. Trainer's Mail. I mean, Mega Turbo is the card I have to worry about in particular with this deck. And I didn't see what he pulled out because I was futzing around there. Crushing Hammer. But I'm feeling okay. I am going to put on the Houndoom because I may have to retreat him at some point. I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of playing an N. How much energy is in here? 4. So he's got to have more than that, clearly. He's got to have some Mega Turbos too. No, I'm not playing anything. And if he gets down to 4 cards, which sometimes people will do, they'll go through and figure, oh, I can get down to my whole deck. If he gets down to 4, or maybe even 2, I might V-Seeker Team Rocket's Handiwork. All right, so he's putting an energy on. I'm going to do my best to get rid of it, and I do. Let's play this. You know what? Even better. Yep, now he knows I have it. So what's he going to do? I can get rid of 2 energy with these. All right. Yes! Just what I wanted. And we will get rid of the energy. So we have an Incapacitated Active Pokemon. We are getting rid of his energy one by one. I would love to get a second energy on this Houndoom. And put some energy back on these guys. Because that could be my last energy. He could knock it off me. And I could be kind of dead in the water here. As he picks off my Pokemon, so single energy, and I'm going to get rid of it with this V-Seeker. Ooh! Good play. But, you know what? He's going to have to knock that guy out. And I'm almost inclined to let him. No, let's let him earn it a little bit. Let's let him earn it. And I should have saved this Float Stone, and that's kind of what I was thinking. Do I have one in here? No, I have 2 in this deck. He's got 6 cards left. I've gotten rid of a ton of his energy. He's got still more, 7. So do you think he has 9 in here? That does not put me out of harm's way. Now would be a good time to play an N if I wanted to, and you know what? I do. Because his hand will stay neutral, and I may get something different in my hand. I know I have another Team Flare Grunt here. Beautiful, and an energy. Perfect. This is a very good hand for me. I almost want to save it for the Houndoom and load up this Houndoom. But if I discard 2 cards, he's down to 3, and then I'm close to Team Rocket's handiworking him. So let's go for it. Or do I want to put an energy back in my deck? So if I do 2, he's down to 3, and then he draws 1, he's down to 2, and then this is a 50-50 shot of winning. So I'm going to go that way. Yep. I don't think he has any ability to keep his cards recycling. So he's down to 2. He might play an N here, but really it's neutral. It's hand neutral, so I think I've got this one. It's going to be a 3rd win in a row, I think. Iron Crusher, sure. Attack my Bunnelby, and you know what? I don't even have to play Team Rocket's handiwork because Houndoom will do the work for me, so doesn't matter. I will play it anyway for the fun of it. Good game to my opponent. There we go. We'll play Melting Horn, and we are done. 3-0. Wow. We're going to go right to the recap here. All right, so I did not expect to win all 3, but this deck has been doing well. I mean, other than something like Grey Ninja, where they're not leaving energy on the board, this deck does pretty good. And, Garbotoxin does help out with Grey Ninja a little bit. But as you could see, there's just a lot of ability to get rid of their cards and get rid of their energy. And if you're getting rid of their energy, that Incapacitated Active Pokemon is a liability. And you know what? If you stuck around for this long, if you put IAP as the 3rd secret phrase, Incapacitated Active Pokemon, I will give away 1 pack of evolutions. So if you did stick around to the end, thank you. I appreciate it. And I think this deck played pretty well. The synergies worked really well with each other. Maybe one way to improve it is more Lysandre. I think the paint roller worked out well. We didn't have too many problems with stadiums. Energy removal seemed like a good amount, at least against the decks we played. Obviously, you're playing Grey Ninja or Yan Mega, you're going to have these cards are going to be next to useless. But, that's how this deck goes. You play against, most decks have energy, and we're going to target them. So you saw a lot of good stuff going on with this deck, how Houndoom can take a few attacks, especially with the Fighting Fury belt. How Bunnelby can use cards back from your deck. You can funnel them back in. That last game, I was really thinking of doing the energy. I probably didn't calculate it all right, that I didn't need to do that I would have the Houndoom. But he could have knocked the energy off my Houndoom. So that's why I did it, because I have the Team Rocket's handiwork, which gives me a 75% chance of victory. So pretty good. 3 wins and another mill deck in the books. Hope you enjoy this video, and until next time. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you'll know when our next video is released. Also, check out our playlists where you can find videos by topics like mill decks or cheap EX decks.